Hello and welcome back to Nowdemy. Let's learn the difference between coding and programming.
So what is coding? Coding simply means writing codes, and a coder is an individual who codes from one language to another language.
Coding is also programming, but it is used to implement the initial steps of computer programming. The term programming is used in a much broad sense, unlike coding, which is basically involves writing codes in various languages as instructed. Computer don't interact in our language. It only understands the machine code, which is binary language. So what a coder does is translate the requirements into a language that a machine will understand. They are more of a language-oriented programmers who translate logics into machine-readable code. Then what is programming? Programming means to program a machine or application to run without any errors. Programming is the common term used to describe the process of feeding machine with a set of instructions to perform. In simple terms, programming means perfecting a recipe. You manipulate ingredients to cook a recipe, whereas a computer manipulates data to accomplish a task following a set of commands. For instance, take a coffee machine. You can program the machine to be coffee ready by 9:15 am. Or take radio. For that matter, you can program the radio to play your favorite channels. Programming is the bigger picture here, which involves more than just writing codes. Basics of coding and programming. While both the terms are synonymous with each other and are often used interchangeably, they are quite different from each other. Coding simply means writing codes from one language to another language, such as from English to Java. It's less intimidating and less intensive. Programming, on the other hand, means to program a machine with a set of instructions to run. Coders versus programmers. A coder is someone who translates logic into a language machine will understand. Coding is more language-oriented, whereas programming is different. It's the bigger picture, and a programmer deals with much more than just writing codes, which is just the beginning of what makes up the tasks of a programmer. Experience level in coding and programming. As a programmer, you need to map out the scalability of the project to minimize the problems in the code, for which a programmer has to get into the minute details like setting up semantics, analyzing code, designing different patterns, and much more. The idea is to save time using minimal lines of code. Programming is complex, which requires in-depth knowledge and understanding of the language. Comparison chart between coding versus programming. Coding means creating codes from one language to another. Programming means to program a machine to perform using a set of instructions. It's the primary method to facilitate communication between humans and machine. Programming is a formal act of writing code, but on a much higher level. Coding is a part of computer programming procedure which involves translating requirements into a machine-readable language. Programming is the bigger picture which involves everything from compiling and debugging to testing and implementation. A coder compartmentalizes lines of code without worrying about the details. The job of a programmer is to conceptualize and analyze solutions of the problem before they occur. Coders are programmers but with less expertise. Programmers are skilled professionals who work on substantial logic to solve complex problems. Now you know what do they do and who should you approach in case of any problem or help. Thank you so much for watching.